Hey everyone, Edgy Berserker back with another UpCrate box unboxing. This one's gonna be a little different because I lost my introduction and I didn't realize it till I was like in the middle of drawing. So there's our UpCrate. We have it. This is open. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this is open. But I'm glad I did open it though in the end because the book I had to kind of censor because I don't know how YouTube is about boobies and you know how it is. But yeah, of course, we got the UpCrate box here for, this one is September. I'll show you the supplies. We got ourselves a little sketchbook, which I will show that I already have the drawing ready, but we'll discuss that later. And of course, you can see what's in here. We got Spectra Ad markers. I never use this brand, and that would be interesting, but I love alcohol markers. Funny enough, though, I have used these Holland Brunziel. I've used these. I've used, I think, the more casual brand of it, because there's like the museum version, and then there's the, I guess, regular. But yeah, I've used them before. They're nice pencil crayons, actually. La Plume, pigmented, it's an acrylic marker. I activated it already. Never used it though. So we're okay there. And then we also have the Marvy 0.3 drawing pen, which I'm okay with. I draw with 0.3. And of course we also have our artwork and our stickers. So yeah, well, boy, and our stickers, because I gotta censor that, because I don't know how YouTube is about that stuff. Yeah, that was September's UpCrate. Now, I will be doing like the coloring of the artwork that we have for this one, but I am gonna show October's, but I did October's off camera, because it was one that I'm like, you know what, this is new material. I actually want to learn it for me. So, October's is, and you see this, and this looks like it is gonna be some etching. So, I'll show the supplies on here. So, what we got was clay board and scratch board. The clay board, I was reading the instructions for that. That's what I wanted to try on my own. Because you got your scratching stuff, your X-Acto, which I actually needed an X-Acto. That's the funny part. So, I was like, ah, sweet, I don't have to buy one of those. India ink. Because one of the tips they have was using the white clay board, and then as practice, so you can ink on it and then scratch it off, ink on it, scratch it off as much as you want. Sheet of tracing paper and graphite transfer. So that's what we got on the October one. Okay, so I'll show you the materials now. So there's the scratchy scratchers, which I am going to be using these a lot probably because I also do oil pastels. We got ourselves a X-Acto, which I actually need. India ink, which, by the way, this is actually nice ink. I really like it. And I'd probably be using that. Hold on, let me check. Are you waterproof? Waterproof. It says waterproof right on the back, right underneath. Probably can't see it, but if it's showing, it's there. So yeah, waterproof. I'll be probably using that a lot too. Now, there were stickers, but I don't know where I put them. Because I have been using the stickers and just doing them, but we got our nice little art print too of a little tiger, best animal. Now the tracing paper and the graphite paper I'm not going to show because it's going to give away one of the artworks I did. Alright, so the first one I did was the clay board with the ink. I'm going to try to not get this too lighty. I guess that's a bit reflecty because, yeah, as you can see, that ink does reflect quite a bit. But I did myself a little crow. I'll name him Kurt Russell Crow. So that's him. He did good. And the scratch board, I was feeling a JoJo's mood. I drew cars. I love cars. I love part 2. I love Bloodstone. That's one of my favorite parts of JoJo's. I love the Pillarman a lot. And I decided to do a scratch board of him. It's actually a kind of refined version of an old sketch I did back in, I want to say 2018, maybe 2017. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I usually date my art. But yeah, I did that because the idea was that you take the tracing paper. You're going to notice this is different because I modified it. Because I might have done this wrong. I took the tracing paper and then you put like the graphite stuff, which did show up, but I just did it wrong. And it barely showed up on the board. I probably should have pressed harder. Oops. But that's okay, because in the end, I was very happy with how this one turned out. So yeah, let's get to arting with the September one now. The September crate, I should say. This one's probably off camera where I was pointing there, but that's fine. And yeah, we'll just get to drawing. But I gotta say, the October one was awesome in the sense that I got a new art technique to learn, and that was awesome. I got something I love, ink, waterproof ink especially, because I love using watercolors. And now I got little scratchy tools for when I do more friggin' oil pastel art, which I'm also excited about. And also I really needed this knife because I am severely lacking in those. So actually this crate was pretty cool. And what's cool is, like, if I wanted to, but I don't, because I actually kind of like Kurt Russell Crowe here, I can basically use the ink, paint over this, and then just practice again, because it's clay board, so it's just kind of like a thickness of just clay on top there, which is kind of cool. And these boards are probably, like, you know, a little pricey, I'd say. I don't know. Do they say the price in the book? Let's find out. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, these boards are $6.99 and $6.49 respectively. Euro. So I'm not surprised, because it is clay. All right, everyone. So we're going to actually move on to the September one with the markers and that. And we'll go from there, and we'll do swatches and whatnot, because I made a little border around them for that reason. And we'll go from there. All right, let's make some art, baby. All right, we're into the drawing. First off, this paper is smooth and very ideal for this ink pen. I'm also really liked using this pen. It was nice. It had good feel to it, especially in combination with your smooth paper. Of course, you know how I always like to go smooth. Don't worry about that. Point is, though, the pen was mega nice, and yeah, I like the paper a lot. Again, it reminds me a lot of my Pentel stuff. Sorry if it sounded like I was going away from the mic. I was, you know, looking at it. And of course, with the colors that we got out of the box, I was inspired to draw Bulbasaur, because the palette reminds me of this cute little feller. At the time of recording this, I only just started Violet, so, you know, I'm getting the hang of it. I'm enjoying it quite a bit, actually. It's a fun game so far. A little rough around the edges in some parts, but that's okay, whatever. Yeah, so, you know, I just decided let's just do a cute little thing with this. Of course, then I realized that in mid doing my inking here, I'm like, I did not swatch anything. Maybe I should do that. But that's okay. We get the little swatchies happening, though. But I'm just doing some touch-ups, you know, attempting backgrounds, even though I'm really bad at those. Of course, testing out the pen, just writing what it is. And a check mark to say, yes, Edgey approves. This one is for the Brenziels I couldn't spell, and that's how it goes on the paper. Paper is very smooth for the pencil crayons, but when you're doing it as a way to mix in with the marker, and that works very well for what you're doing. I'm just showing how it kind of layers on top of each other, which isn't terrible. Again, if this was on like a more made for pencil paper, it'd be really good. And I did the markers, and I also ran the ink there thinking, okay, let's see how these work over top of this ink. And there was no bleeding. Right there, though, I did realize, uh-oh, I better put a thing under there. There we go. Okay, but yeah, there was no bleeding of the ink, and I didn't even let it sit to dry. And I was very impressed with that pen the most, I'd have to say. The markers, they kind of had the transparency of a Copic, but I found them to be a bit juicy, I guess is a good way to put it. But you know what? I didn't mind them, honestly. I just, you know, when you have a supply that you use a lot and you're used to using it, and then you change to something else and just something felt off. That's what kind of happened, because I'm just used to using Copics. I will say, I don't know how much these markers are worth, because I've never seen Spectra ad before. I've seen Spectra Noir, just not the ad ones. And I don't think they're the same brand either. Just, you know, same wording. But I digress, though. But they were pretty good though. They did work very nice on this paper because it is a smooth paper. And that honestly with markers and ink, it's a must. It's a must. And with the limited palettes, like as you can see, like even in the bulb part of the Bulbasaur, it blended well. And I even just did it with the pencil crayons. And then I thought, what if I put the marker on top of the pencil crayon? It blended it actually pretty nice. So then I thought, well, you know, let's just add some shading so it doesn't look too samey with the blue in that. And I did that, and yeah, again, it just ended up just working out nicely. Again, not sponsored by UpCrate by any stretch. I just like doing these box opening things because they're just fun to do, you know. It's also fun to kind of learn a new art supply. Yeah, I didn't do the scratch board on camera, but I was also a little behind on these. Plus, again, as I said earlier, sometimes you want something just for yourself and you don't have to record it for the internet. And that was one of those cases. It's like me playing Pokemon. When I want to start my Pokemon games, I don't need to broadcast it. It's for me. Here, I thought I'll try something different. Ooh, maybe I'll get a more yellowy shade. And like this looks like fall and wheat. Uh-oh. You can see my brain was kind of like you could kind of see where I was going. Like, oh, okay, let's just add a little blue. Maybe we'll just brighten it up a bit, make it nice and cool and summery because ooh, we're messing up here. But yeah, I didn't really use a lot of the yellow. I'll admit it, I didn't. Yellow's not a color I really use. And I thought, oh, I'll make this sky. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Instead of doing a cloud effect, let's do it solid because we got a paint marker still to use. So I was just filling that in nicely. Again, this stuff, it works very nice on this paper. I'm going to try out actually some Copic drawings on it as well. Now that I got a lot of paper to work with. But this would be fun for like little tests and that for myself, honestly, practice and such. And then I remembered, oh yeah, Bulbasaur has little patterns, and I'm like, I'll just use the pencil crayon for that. Oh, sharpening. Gotta sharpen. I lost my point. These pencils are like more of a harder lead. We'll let you know that. They do blend all right, though, I gotta say. Just from my experience of using them on my own. I have to play with the marker. Ooh, that's where the marker actually just kind of bled on the page. I'm like, uh-oh. But I decided, okay, let's add a little bit of a sharp white light outline just to add something. And let's attempt to draw clouds. And then I was like, oh, this isn't going well. But the marker's really nice. Oh, no. Ink everywhere. Oh, no. Let's spread it. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. That was what was going through my head there. If you think I'm playing it cool right now, it's because I am. Because I'm just like, oh, messing up. I don't know what was happening in my mind, but I gotta say, this paint marker is really good. I didn't have to do too many, like, overs on it. And I did my signature. And, of course, I took off the washi tape. Ignore the fact that it probably ripped some of the paper up, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And we got ourselves a little Bulbasaur all drawn. So, everyone, that is September's UpCrate. Also with sneak peek of doing some stuff for October as well. But, of course, that was a me one. Which is fine by me. Sometimes you just gotta do stuff for yourself. Overall, these markers, I still love Copic more. They're good markers, though. I actually got nice blends out of that. And, honestly, I'm not sure about, like, the pricing of them. I think they're like I'm not going to say cheaper because alcohol markers can still be pretty pricey regardless. Like Winsor & Newton ones, cheaper than Copic, but still expensive. Unless you live in England, then they're a great price. But yeah, they're good markers though. I actually do like the blendability and mixtures that they have. I found them a bit juicy. That's a good way to put it. But otherwise, you know what? Pretty decent. The Brunzil pencil crayons I've used before. I like them. They're not my go-to pencil crayon, but I like them. They're actually nice little pencils. Now learning that they actually blend really nice with marker. Good idea for me in a future thing. The acrylic marker. I love that thing. It exploded on me though in Bulbasaur's eye there. If you saw me kind of like have maybe a little bit of a panic, but that's all right. This pen The Manvies or Marvies pen. Oh my god, that's a good pen. I was thinking I was gonna have to leave it to dry for a long time, but I did the streak there, and then I was coloring over, and it's like, it's not bleeding, like, at all. I'm probably gonna use this for future marker work, because that's really good. That is a great feature. Good job. I got another, now a white acrylic pen, which is great, and it has a fine point too, which is also great. So yeah, overall, I like this box. This paper too. Oh yeah, I gotta talk about the paper. I always forget to talk about the paper. This paper is nice and smooth. It reminds me of the Pentel stuff I use. I want to say it's called Le Pen, but I'm probably wrong. All I know is it has a classic car on the front, and it's Pentel. It's a really, it's one of my favorite papers. It's very similar to that. This is very nice. It's very smooth. It does bleed through on the other end, though. I did notice halfway through. So I put something in when I did my first swatchy, because obviously, you know, I didn't want to mess that up. And yeah, overall, I like this UpCrate box. This was a good one. Octobers, I also enjoyed a lot, because again, I learned a new thing. I learned how to do scratching, and that's awesome. I really like how cars turned out on the main one. And you know what? Kurt Russell Crowe, shoutouts, my dude. Yeah. I did these also actually earlier today. It's funny because when I got the box, I was like, I usually save this for opening. But then I was like, oh, F it. Let's just open it up and see what I got. And I ended up getting some stuff that I need. I needed an X-Acto. Scratchy things are going to be great for oil pastel stuff. India ink, that's waterproof. I will always use that. And yeah, the scratch boards were like a fun surprise. Those were fun to use. I enjoyed it a lot. This was very enjoyable. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the support. I know this is just a new little channel, but again, thanks so much. Patreon, patrons, thank you for the support. Support me on like both my main gaming channel, my art channel, and also my streams archive channel as well. So that like for Twitch. So thank you so much, everyone. You guys are great. Everyone's great. Thanks for watching. You know what? Share. Tell me what you think about the box set I got. We did this within. I love drawing Pokemon, as you can tell also, because they're just so fun and cute. And yes, I am excited for the new Pokemon game. But yeah, everyone, until next time, this is Edgey Berserker signing off, and I will see you all later. So stay creative, okay? Bye now.